everybody. This is Candice, Miss Candice Simone. Thanks for joining us. My name is Anissa Yone. I'm the brand manager and media correspondent for the campaign ATL. Have you heard of the My Campaign series?
I'm familiar with the campaign ATL, of course, and let me know about the My Campaign
series. Okay, well, the My Campaign series is a new interview series that interviews and highlights influencers and educators or, music execs with the goal that it would inspire and educate artists and other creators in the industry. So we're going to take your knowledge and your journey, and hope that it would inspire, other artists on the come up. So again, thank you for being here and thank you for having us.
Of course, thank you.
I'll jump right Of course, I'll jump right into it. Okay, well, first, can you tell us what sparked your passion in the music industry and how you began your journey as an intern working at Warner Brothers, and then becoming a product manager at Think It's a Game? Like, can you tell us about your journey?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, for as far back as I can remember, I've always had a passion for music. Like, it's always been like my comfort and my refuge. And I actually started off like singing. I was in girl groups and everything, and songwriting as well. But I always knew I wanted to learn like the business side of it as well. Like many people, I looked up to Diddy, and I knew like he was the one that like was able to be an artist and, also have like the business side as well. So like I knew like I need to start interning. So like when I was in college, I interned with Warner Records for a brief stint, and then I also interned with Music Box Studios, and that's where I met like one of my really good friends, Sammy Scott and Amber Grimes, who actually referred me to the job with Think It's a Game Records, and I started off as assistant to the CEO, Fly, and then just kind of worked my way up from there.
Okay, well that's a good journey, a good way to start. So you believe in the internship to get to the top, or
For sure, I believe like starting at the bottom and then working your way up. I mean, it's always going to make the where you get so much more gratifying. The hustle, your work ethic, it helps with your work ethic for sure. I see it a lot now because I feel like this new generation like can be a bit entitled and like they feel like they're used to instant gratification. But I appreciate the hustle that I put in and the work that I put in to be where I am today.
That's real. And I read from a previous interview that you stated who you know is greater or gets you further than what you know. Can you break that down and tell us why networking and making connections is important, especially in this industry?
Yeah, for sure. I know this is probably cliche, but like your network is literally your net worth. Like, especially in the music industry, like relationships and who can put you in position in the right rooms, and like just the right person saying your name in the right room can get you so much further along. Like I said, like my relationship with Amber Grimes is how I got the job that I have today. Like because I showed and proved with my work ethic and did my job. Those are things that got me to where I am today. So I definitely feel like relationships and it's also important that once you get that relationship that you like continue to build and nurture it, because along like down the line you never know when you're gonna need them. You don't want to just like calling them randomly, like always seem like you just need a favor. That's the only time you just checking in from time to time and like really building a solid relationship.
A strong
and even like for sure. And even like the little people like interns, you never know where that intern today will be next year.
Look at you. Look how you started. Look at your journey. So that's facts. Okay, well, can you break down? I mentioned you being a CEO of your own events company and the product manager or marketing manager at Think It's a Game. Can you tell us the difference between a marketing and product manager and the importance of the role?
Yeah, they're really one and the same. Like people say project manager, product manager, like it's just a different term, but it's really one and the same role. And you basically are like overseeing the marketing and rollout of a project from inception until completion. So, you know, from the moment A&R delivers the music to you, and you know, you and the artist collaborate and figure out like what the title is. Like you're in charge of like, you know, getting visuals done, getting graphics done, speaking with the digital team, making sure that you have all your digital marketing done, like YouTube ads, Facebook ads, advertising, True View ads on YouTube, making sure that you have like your influencer campaign, and
The list of, yeah.
oh yeah, it's like endless, like literally.
All things marketing.
You also might end up being a therapist. You just never know.
That's real. That's real. And can you tell us like how your role specifically affects the music and the marketing campaigns we see today? Because people don't realize like the execs or people behind the scenes play a huge role in what we see on the front of the line. So how does your role affect like the type of music that we hear or the type of marketing we see, type as in digital or YouTube ads?
Yeah, so in my role, like me along with like, you know, the rest of my team, we control like what videos get shot, how that visual looks and how it comes out. We, you know, give our feedback and edits. We control kind of like, you know, the trajectory of the artist's career, how we see that panning out, kind of like how we want to see him, you know, dress or, you know,
yeah,
act, or, you know, we kind of control the narrative of the artist and kind of give them, you know, the lifestyle and personality.
Create the whole brand for them pretty much.
Yeah, we do the whole branding for them because, you know, because we are like kind of a hip hop label, you know, a lot of these artists are like, all they know is like, you know, their neighborhood, the streets, whatever. So just, you know, introducing them to like, you know, what they could be and the potential, and, you know, just tapping into the potential that we already see in them.
Okay, I like that. And it's no secret that Thinks Again continues to release, you know, hits, and you guys found your niche and, you know, who to release, you know, what, when and who to release. And a lot of artists want to know the strategy. Can you break down how to break a record or how you guys break a record on your end?
Yeah, I can kind of break that part down. I mean, it's really a collaboration of like knowing what the record is, and then also like even knowing what the record is, like what we on the team like is not always like when we put the project out what the fans tend to gravitate to. So you also have to be able to like to pivot quickly and like move on to what like the fans like, and kind of, like this, and with so much saturation in the music industry, you just have to be able to like move really quickly because the lifespan of a record and like the attention spans of fans is so short. So I'm sorry, what was the question? Oh my God.
No, it's okay. How do you guys like break a record on your end?
Okay, how do we break a record? Yeah, so yeah, like just know, like first of all, if you know what that record is, like making sure like it's the focus track, when you put it out, like making sure you reach out to the different DSPs, for those who don't know, like Apple Music, Spotify, Pandora, YouTube, and just making sure like you're getting the right looks and the right playlisting. And also like just making sure, like putting your artists on the road, touring, making sure you're in their faces, street promotions.
You have to be out there. Y'all hear that? You have to be out there.
For sure, because these people will forget about you in a second. Like, you know, like with all the gossip and stuff, like they'll remember the bad more than they'll remember the good. So. Exactly.
And then the second part of that question was, how do you guys choose what record you'll put out next? I know you said you choose a record and then of course the fans ultimately choose the record, but like you have, you know, a track list. How do you know, okay, this is the next record we want to push or we want to market?
Yeah, so we'll choose like, you know, the top 3 or 4 songs that we like, and we'll like to have like, you know, visuals already completed, and you know, the marketing behind it already. But like I said, like if somehow what we like doesn't work and we need to jump onto like what's streaming well or what the fans are on, then we'll hop on that and, you know, pivot really quickly.
Okay. I like that answer. All right. Okay. So, like you said, the music business is all about trial and error. Can you tell us a trial and error that you went through, tell us a trial and error time or something that you faced where a song didn't hit the way it's supposed to, or an artist didn't, you know, hit the way they're supposed to. How did you pivot? I know you said you had to pivot, but break it down a little bit for us. Like, tell us exactly how you overcame a situation and got the artist back on top. or got, push the song.
Yeah, for sure. Like I said, like, because like sometimes we are wrong, like as the label of when we choose to be like the vocal track or the single or possibly choose to go to radio with that. I mean, there has been times where there was this one song Lucci had with the City Girls that a lot of people really thought was going to do well, and like, just were not messing with it. So we had to, pivot and go with what was working for him. I mean, and also like understanding your artist's audience too. Like it just might have been like a little too far off from what his audience already knows of him.
Okay, and of course you want to keep him relevant.
For sure.
And speaking about relevancy, a lot of artists feel like they shouldn't invest into their craft to stay relevant. Like they either feel like because they made it to a certain point, their status or their music would carry them, or they feel like, period, they shouldn't have to invest in marketing and things like that. Why is investing into your craft so important?
Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was going to ask 2 parts, but why is investing into your craft so important? And then I wanted you to name 3 ways an artist can market or invest into themselves to get themselves signed or to the next level.
Yeah, for sure. No, it's in these times, like labels aren't even really looking your way unless you already kind of artist developed yourself. We're looking for people who already have a following, who already have like, some stuff going for them. So you have to be able to invest in yourself. And it doesn't always have to be things that cost money either, like doing like TikToks and Trillers, making sure that you just do like organic content with your phone and being super engaged like with your fans and growing your fan base organic. Like those things are super, super important. As well as, investing yourself with studio time and making sure you have like, it's so many videographers and photographers that are like, do you for cheap, or they may need to build their portfolio so you all can, do a quick pro type of thing where like, hey, you do this for me, you can use this as for your portfolio.
That goes back to using your connections.
For sure. I mean, it's really all about, building those connections and using your relationships and your resources, for sure.
Okay. I like that. And as an executive in music for over 7 years, a lot of artists, of course, want to network with you, want to collab with you. What's the proper way an artist should reach out to someone in a higher position? I know you, of course, you said network is important, but exactly how should they? Because a simple DM may work, and sometimes it may not work. What's some other ways they can get their music heard or network with the right people?
No, that's super true, and that's a great question because I mean, I'm sure like me, along with a lot of other music execs, get a lot of DMs, and I mean, sometimes it can work, but I mean, it also helps if it's more personable as well. Like if like a little bit of information about me, and it's not something like you just copy and pasted it and like send it out to everybody.
Yeah,
like that those type of DMs will grab my attention a little bit more, and also like there's a lot of free networking events that like put yourself at,
especially in Atlanta.
I mean, and then whether you're an artist or want to be an exec, I mean, LinkedIn could be, that's how you can find a lot of people as well and reach out on those type of platforms as well.
I like that. Okay. Just to get on a little serious note, before we play a game, it's a lot of, especially in Atlanta, it's a lot of beef and deaths in our industry. That's affecting the money, the record labels all over. What advice would you give artists who are from the hood, who, have past issues, who are trying to elevate and take their career serious? How do they, I guess, separate the two? Or what advice would you give artists who are trying to separate the two? Because in the end, you don't want it to affect your team, your money. So like, what advice would you give an artist who is trying to change their life around pretty much?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I know like, a lot of these artists, when they do try to go to the next level, they feel such like a sense of loyalty to those who, they got it out the mud with. But as you elevate, like not everybody can elevate with you. And that's just like an unfortunate thing. So like if the team that you have around you isn't willing to elevate with you, then unfortunately they have to get left behind. Because I mean, yeah, it is a lot of beef and a lot of deaths and killings and shootings that have been going around in this rap industry. And I don't know if it's because it's so the industry is so saturated,
yeah,
or what, but yeah, like that's the only thing I can really think of is like the loyalty thing that these rappers feel towards some of the people that they came up with. And of course, some of the people they should be loyal to, but just recognizing like not everybody has your best interest at heart, and learning to recognize who those people are and who those people don't have the best intentions.
And that leads me to actually my next question. For artists, in this journey, trying to make it to, take the career to the next level, how can they decipher between who has their best interest at heart? Because a lot of people who say they're managers, a lot of people who say, hey, pay me and I could help your career. How can they decipher who's good for them or who can benefit them the best and who is actually trying to just gain money or clout from them?
Yeah, I mean, sometimes you might not see that right off bat, but like you just have to have a spirit of discernment. And like, just like if you see something snaky happen once and then it seems to be something that becomes repetitive, then you can't let it slide no more. Like, like you got to be able to know, like, okay, this person is using me for a personal gain and they do not have my best interest at heart.
Okay, that's good. That's a good thing. Can you break down exactly? We're going to walk into contracts a little bit and publishing and copywriting. Can you break down why the importance of publishing and copywriting your record? First, before I break into the next question.
Oh yeah, for sure. Publishing and copywriting, like everything on the legal side, is super important because you want to own your music. Like I know, like you guys have been seeing a lot about people buying their masters and things like that, but legally you don't want to have any issues with songwriters or producers, so you definitely want to make sure you have that part handled and taken care of before you release any music. And make sure you get your songs cleared if you have any samples. I mean, especially if you're planning on monetizing off of it, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
You have to make sure you have that part figured out.
Okay, and just like digging a little deeper. Sorry, what's the difference between publishing and like your masters? Because a lot of people get that confused too. Like they own their masters, but they don't own their publishing. What's the difference between the two, or are they more similar than different?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, that's typically like more on the A&R admin side, so I don't have like all of the knowledge about that. But like publishing, like you want to have like your PRO, which would be like an ASCAP or a BMI. You're registered with one of those, and like making sure you have like your song split sheets. And a lawyer is definitely important as well. I know not everyone starting off can afford those type of things, but and then masters is like no matter like where you go, you're able to take those songs with you, and you own it, like completely and wholly.
Okay, all right.
And I actually got my girl Shalon on here, so she could probably answer that much better than I can.
Okay, well, I'm gonna interview her. I'm gonna hit her up and interview her. Get some questions. Or she could drop some facts, but I'll still hit her up. All right, we're gonna play a quick little game just to change it up a little bit. It's called Sign, Collab, Eliminate. So I'm gonna give you 3 artists. You're gonna tell me which one you want to sign, which one you want to collab with, and which one you have to eliminate. It's all fun and games, but this game. So okay, so the first 3 artists is Lil Baby, Roddy Ricch, and Moneybagg Yo. Which one do you want to sign? Which one do you want to collab with? And which one do you want to eliminate altogether?
Lil Baby or Da Baby?
Lil Baby. Lil Baby.
Oh my, that's hard.
Yeah.
I signed Lil Baby, collaborate with Roddy Ricch, and unfortunately eliminate Moneybagg Yo. I mean, Moneybagg Yo's career is going super great right now.
Yeah.
No shade. Yeah, I'm more of a fan of Lil Baby and Roddy Ricch.
Same. I'm not gonna judge you. All right. The next 3 is Cardi B, Meg Thee Stallion, and let's say Mulatto.
I signed Mulatto. No, I signed. Dang. Those my girls.
I know.
Dang, I can't eliminate none of them. Oh, this is a tough one. I'm sorry.
It's fun. It's fun.
I signed Megan Thee Stallion, collaborate with Cardi B, and then eliminate Mulatto.
Okay, and the last three, since we're in Atlanta, Jeezy, T.I., or Gucci Mane?
I'd eliminate Gucci Mane. Sorry, I love Gucci, but I like the old Gucci. Like
yeah,
new Gucci
before yeah.
The old Gucci, like his raps don't be hitting the same, but
it's not as good.
Sign T.I. and collaborate with Jeezy.
Okay, all right. I like these. Honestly, those are my picks too, so no judgment. And just to wrap it up a little bit, tell us what you have in store for the rest of the year and how you kept busy throughout COVID. Well, first, tell us how you remained busy and booked and busy throughout COVID, and what do you have planned for the remaining of 2021?
So keeping busy through, work, the music industry never stopped. So, we were still working all throughout COVID. And actually my event planning business, Candy Events, was picking up well because like people couldn't travel. So people were trying to figure out like new creative ways to have like intimate parties. So, I still stayed busy, and it was also a time to like reflect and like get your, something in my eye. So I'm sorry. No, it was also a time to just like reflect and like get your business plan together, because like you have to make sure that your plan is COVID free, COVID proof.
Yes.
It was so many people who had lost jobs. I'm sorry, my bad.
I don't know. Keep going.
I don't know, but it just put like a lot of things into perspective with people being sick and losing loved ones. So it was definitely a time of reflection.
I love that answer, and that's true. Like if you didn't really take that time to reflect and get your business together, no judgment, but you should have. But you mentioned planning, and that brought up a quick question. Quick question. At our last event, we talked about planning and the importance of planning before you just roll out. Can you break that down, like why planning is so important? Whether it's a record, a new album, a new business, why is planning important?
Yeah, no, I think planning is super important. It's okay to be spontaneous too. Like, you just got this record and you feel like, I just need to drop this, see if the fans is gonna feel it, or like if it's like, a random holiday or something, you feel like it goes like whatever record you have goes with the holiday. I think like you should just throw it out there.
Yeah.
I think it's important to plan so that you have, goals and expectations and know how you can meet those goals and expectations.
Okay, that's a little answer. And last question, what does your campaign mean to you?
My campaign means everything to me. Like, I'm super proud of the brand Candice Simone. Like, I think like my face card is pretty good everywhere, which that's something I'm proud of and like I stand by. So my campaign ATL is, creating dope ass campaigns, doing amazing events in the music industry and outside of the music industry, and just like
candid events.
All right, yeah, being a boss in my own right.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I love that answer. Being a boss, events, entrepreneur, all that. All right, well, again, thank you, guys. This is Candice Simone, the marketing manager, product manager of Think It's a Game, and CEO of her own business, Candid Events. Thank you for having us. I'm Anissa Yone. This is my campaign series. Hope you guys enjoy.
Thank
Bye,
you so
Candice.
much.
Thank
Bye.
you.